G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the 2021 season start of Shadowverse with Team Mana Surge. Of course, it's great to have you guys here with us for the first Mana Surge Cup of the year, that being Eternal Awakening Volume number 1. And I'm super excited to get this action underway. And, you know, we've had a lot of format changes happening across a bunch of major different Shadowverse leagues here, but it's the same old here for the good old Mana Surge Cup action. Of course, you know, there is the Mana Surge Cross Rain Cross Cup and the beginnings of the Shadowverse Open League seasons just starting around the corner as well. These guys are definitely preparing for in this Mana Surge Cup. We've had tons and tons of team representation, big pro players, big names coming here to our first Mana Surge Cup of the year. We've had some of the most signups as well here for our first Mana Surge Cup of the year. 77 players ended up being registered, an absolutely insane numbers. A very big thank you to everyone that played here for our first event. But of course, you know, it's no event without our top 4 stream happening here, and you're once again joined by the voice of Oceania for this year. Of course, that's me, Baz, bringing you all the action here as the host of everything Team Mana Surge. And you know, Mana Surge, you know, they've done a little bit more things throughout the pre-season, you know, bolstering their pro teams as well as the casting and event team here as well, so we can bring you guys the best Shadowverse action we possibly can here for this, of course, this amazing 2021 season start. And I'm joined here by two of these guys, of course, who are on the team, very recognizable faces that you guys know throughout the community. Of course, the first guy I'm going to introduce here is a fellow caster who helped us wrap up the end of the 2020 season of the Mana Surge Cups leagues, of course, finishing up the Storm over Riviera Cups there. It is, of course, N-Guy here. N-Guy, how you doing, man? Welcome to the first cup of the year.
Hi, Baz. Glad to be back. Looking forward to, you know, casting more games with you. And, yeah, it's great to be back.
And of course, our other co-caster here to join us as well. You know, he doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. You know, he's the head of Mana Surge's West Division. You know, he's 3/4 of the brain behind Casters Royale, because of course, I'm the first quarter behind that one as well. And of course, he's the man who helped sign off the West region for the SVO Cups as well. I am, of course, talking about Mr. Shirain. Shirain, it's great to have you back, man. It's been a long time since we've casted together, and I know we're both super excited to get this one underway.
Now you took the ground off of my feet because I have nothing to say about me anymore. So, hi guys, it's me.
I did say I was going to do the introduction, so
Yeah, I'm just gonna roast you relentlessly like I used to, so it's fine.
The roasts are going to be happening, boys. Don't you worry. The same as 2020 all over again. But yeah, as we said, you know, of course, it is the first Mana Surge Cup of the year here for the 2021 season, and you know, it's going to be exciting to see. 2020 was an amazing year, of course. We had Twilight Knights running absolutely rampant throughout last year through the Mana Surge Cups. You know, there have quite a few Obama memes, of course, so left, right, and center, our own Mana Surge guys taking out our own cups. But, you know, we've also had a lot of brand new players who rose to the occasion as well that, you know, some of their first events playing competitive, made it to top 4s, even took out some of the cups as well. So it's going to be super exciting to see, you know, what teams will show up here. You know, what if Twilight Knights will do the same thing, if Mana Surge guys will, especially some of our newer players joining to the team as well, seeing how they'll perform. And of course, you know, the individual guys, the guys just joining and just starting in these events and seeing how they perform. And our top 4 here tonight, lads, it's no different seeing who's here for our top 4 for our first cup.
Right. I mean, taking a look at the top 4, we already see one MS name. So, you know, maybe Obama means tonight, Baz? Yeah.
Get the medals ready, you know.
Yeah,
I'm in
ready,
for it to win it. Sky is one of my best boys from the West Division, and he will take it, I believe. Even though we have to say KSLVD is not the easiest of opponents. Just saying.
Exactly right.
Calling it out now, man. He's calling it out now.
Yeah, such a huge name. You know, he's one of the guys that I picked at the beginning of last year, one of these guys to watch out for at the start of the year. And what a show he performed throughout the whole of the 2020 season at Shadowverse here as well. But we are, guys, jumping into the first match here, of course, for the Eternal Awakening Volume 1 Cup here, our first semi-final. It is Team Disaster's own KSLVD taking on Mana Surge's own Sky Summer here. We're seeing from the viewpoint of KSLVD with Rally Shadow taking on Rally Haven boys. Of course, I'm going to give it away now to these two lads here to take us away for our first game of the 2021 season.
Right, so Shira, looks like we have Shadow versus Haven. And I know you love your Haven, so give me the rundown, Shira. What should I be looking out for here?
Don't lose the board early with Rally Haven and you win.
Is that so? Alright.
That's basically it.
Alright. And
the game, like you want the West Wind on 6. most of the time against Shadow.
Okay, maybe before that we should talk about what decks they're playing. So I think Sky-sama is playing a Rally Haven, right?
Sky-sama is here with Rally Haven against Rally Shadow. Both rally decks, both very board-centric.
I see. And I see Sky is playing a card that you don't really see in many Rally Haven, the Fortune Foul. He just played it right now. Tell me about
It's
Fortune Foul, sure.
Fortune Foul is basically rally free.
Rally 3.
On turn 3.
Takes
Just delayed.
like 3 turns though, yeah.
I mean, you can also play it on turn 6 for a discount Goddess of Westwind. Just saying.
Yeah, a 2-1 and a 4-4 aren't Goddess of the West to win if you ask me. But...
Yes, that's why I'm saying discount.
Alright. Technicalities. Seems like he's drew himself an Archangel though. Plays it.
Denying those shadows.
Okay.
Very important in this matchup because you don't want Shadow to have too many shadows to invoke Gramarye.
Right. And speaking of invoking, Gramarye is not the only thing they can invoke, right? I'm pretty sure they can invoke one other card. And
Viren, of course, the card which bolsters the board heavily after she invokes.
And looking at it right now, this is a pretty strong board for KSLVD. And of course, it's answered back with another Goblin Queen from Sky.
Goblin Queen against Goblin Queen. Well, the king kills the queen and then...
Yeah, man, it's kings and queens versus kings and queens, man. Look at that. So the thing about Rally Haven is they don't necessarily depend on Westwind, but you would like to see Westwind on 6, right? So looking at Sky's hand right now, doesn't look like there's going to be Westwind on 6. So what is your backup plan if you don't have Westwind on 6?
Draw into the Noah, which turns out very big, and deny your opponent's wards and try to protect that Noah.
Okay. So
some variations run Bahamut as a finisher or Boom Devil, which also acts as a finisher. And don't forget that they can stall out the game by means of Ra. Every Haven deck nowadays plays Ra. There is no Haven deck that has not Ra included nowadays.
Alright, and while we were discussing about Haven, Shadow has gone on to a second Goblin Queen and King for a really scary board, to be honest. 3 5/5s. That's
one's damaged.
One's damaged, yes, but still, it's really intimidating, sure. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, and his rally count is at 12, which means next turn he'll invoke Viren.
That's true. So thinking about it, what is the rally count on Haven though? Let me take a look. It's at 7, it'll be 9 next turn, right? So
correct.
9, right? Yeah. Also very close to getting the Fieren if he runs it. Double checking that right now. Yes, he does run Fieren in his deck, so there will be one coming down next turn.
The Gabriel coming down.
Now, do you Evo?
Of course you Evo.
Alright then.
You blatantly disregard your Evos because Noah evolves for free after you rally 10 and Sky is over 10 right now.
Right.
Or exactly 10.
And there she comes, the very first Fieren of 2021 Mana Search Cup, guys. I thought we had enough of this woman since last year, dude.
No, I'm globing her.
Of course you would, Shira, you simp.
What do you mean? There's only one card I would do the thing you said for, because it's Switch US to say that word.
Okay. I am so sorry, Shira. Anyways, so this is a pretty big board for KSLVD, right?
Yeah,
he's got
Sky will have trouble to answer that.
Yes. So, does Rally Haven have any AoE effects? Because this... Oh, okay, well, he traded it in. Okay.
Usually not.
Alright. This doesn't look too good for Sky right now.
He is coming, the Z is coming down, untargetable, and heals you. Pretty good
Yeah.
card, I'd say.
But it can clear the board though, unfortunately. Well, neither can KSLVD, but still.
Case really could, but you would need to sacrifice his shadows.
For shoot and
Not the thing
doji.
you want to do.
Oh, okay, decides to go for the sarcophagus play.
Yeah, he wants that Grammary coming down.
Right, right. Because Rally Shadow can also play Grammary, right?
Correct.
This deck never gets old. Right, so his
Here comes
total
the
shadows.
Kira.
Yep. So KSLVD's total shadows have exceeded his deck count, which means if he has any Grammaries left in the deck, they'll be invoking next turn.
Yeah, and that
And
Grammary...
and that means we'll be seeing our favorite card, Shira. We didn't see enough of him last year. Not gonna see him more.
You mind the Invincible Monster Trio?
Yeah.
Well, technically, those are 3 people and not him, so... I don't know, Dave?
I mean, if we're gonna be really technical about it, it's 3 its, right? It's not even 3 hims or 3 her. It's 3 its.
You would say a zombie is an it?
Yeah.
Are we going into gender questions right now? Or are we casting this?
Alright, I'll let you have that one, but back to the match at hand, it seems like Sky's in a tight spot. Like, not much can do here with the hand he has. So, contemplating the Gabriel doesn't do it. What would you do here, Shira? Do you play the set, or do you go with the Gabriel? What's
Hard
good?
question though. I don't
I
think
see if you go Gabriel, push
really
damage,
correct
right?
play here.
Right, so just push for damage?
Yeah, push damage and hope for the best that your R comes down soon.
Yeah. Here comes the Grammary. And the Shuten Doji. Yep.
Clearing this cleanly.
Oh, this is looking bad for Sky right now. So, yes, in case you didn't know, or if you're new to Shadowverse, if your shadows exceed your total deck count and you play Grammary, she makes it so that whenever you play a Necromancy effect, the amount you use to Necromancy is free and is instead restored as play points. A really powerful card. Still not sure why they printed her, dude. I'll never get it. Oh, and because he evolved Shuten Doji in the previous move, all followers with 1 attack get Storm, which includes Ayo. And that is why Ayo has Storm now. That's history.
Decides to trade here.
Right. Clears out both the Fierans. Yep. With 14 HP and a ward, I don't think KSLVD will be dying anytime soon.
I think this is pretty much in the boat now for KSLV.
Yeah, I guess we can call it, right? It's so over.
You lost the board, Sky. No shame about admitting it.
Even draws the world
that's
just
lethal.
clear the just helps
I mean,
clear the
he
ward.
has so many ways of lethaling him, so...
Right. Decides to go for the Bane first. IMT here. Yep, and that's more than enough damage. So the first round goes to KSLVD, which is Rally Shadow.
Pretty quick matches.
Yeah, I gotta say that was really quick.
That was
problem with
definitely a interesting match slides, wasn't it, to kick off the 2021 season start with Rally Shadow and Rally Haven. These boys are jumping in straight away, but just quick thoughts. I think it just managed to see it calm down to, I guess, a draw battle, just having the right cards at the right time, and it seemed unfortunately Sky Summer's deck just didn't lack, maybe the honestly the energy to finish that one off. I mean, that board with Gabriel and the 2 Wind Gods, though, I mean, it was a pretty scary board to look at. It just had the Bane, had the Shooting Doji, and they was able to, I guess Kessel was able to deal with that in the end, right?
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
Also,
the problem with Rally Haven is that it also loses to itself very much. If you draw your pieces you don't want to draw, you have slight issues.
Right, so seems like Sky's gonna give it a second chance. Gonna run his Rally Haven again, and we'll see whether he gets the proper cards this time.
And the thing is as well, you know, it looks like a mirror, but it isn't exactly a mirror here. It is actually KSL's Sanctuary Haven taking on Rally Haven here. So we'll have to see which one will be better here for this mirror matchup. I know, Shira, you have quite a few thoughts about this one, being the resident Haven expert here in the group. But I'll leave it to you guys here now to give us our next game here for KSL VD on match point, looking to see if he can make it to the grand finals. His first Mana Surge Cup in quite some time, so great to see him back here. Or can Sky summon, maybe even up, maybe see if we get a Mana Surge guy for our first event here for the 2021 season. So let's take it away here for our next game.
All right, Shira. So, like Beth said, you are the resident Haven expert. Let me know.
Yes.
What's the matchup here? What's it like?
Well, it depends on the Rally Haven deck. Like, if the Rally Haven deck runs Sofina, which they oftentimes do, they have a slightly higher chance of beating Sanctuary Haven because Sofina creates board states which can't be easily dealt with by Benevolent Blight.
Right. So the question is, does Sky run the Sofina?
He does not.
Then in that case, let me change my question a bit. So if you don't run Sofina, what are your chances looking like?
They're slightly diminished. Like, it's kinda... I'd say 60-40 for... No, let me retract that. 70-30 for Sanctuary.
Right.
In that
and,
case.
You know, getting Sanctuary on Thor is definitely not a good sign for our boy Sky here, but I'm interested to see where he can take this. So turn 5, you go for the Ra here?
Yeah,
of course he's right.
He has the Ra for him going. He has to start the clock.
Right.
Ra basically continuously deals damage as a leader effect to your opponent, which is your turn -5. So on turn 5 he deals 0, on turn 6 he deals 1, and so forth and so on.
Right. So if you're Sky, what are you even gonna have to do here? Like, because every turn the Sanctuary player is just healing up. Like, the Ra damage is clearly not gonna be enough. What other options do you have? Like,
you need to create that board that I talked over.
Yeah, and you gotta have the world. You gotta have the Sofina as well, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna be eating blights and stuff throughout the course.
Most boards will eat a blight. Straight up. And the problem against Sanctuary is that you actually want to stay in front of their evolves or at their evolution points, because the Holy Sanctuary only costs 2 because they refund 2 mana.
Oh, if your evolution points are higher than your opponent's, right?
Correct.
Okay. So right now it's not looking too good because the evolution points are already lowered. So if that's the case, you just evo anyway, since it's already lowered. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's better to just trade the Unicorn away, right? There's no point.
That's indeed correct.
Yep. Alright, seems like Sky's going for the same line of thought as well.
The thing about this play though is that this board gets eaten alive by a blight, which will come down, I promise.
Yeah, if not now, later, right?
Yeah. It could also be answered by Lorena.
That's right. Even, he has so many options right now. He can just play the second Sanctuary and do whatever he wants.
That's indeed correct. Though nowadays I dislike playing a second Sanctuary early because your Unicorn altars kinda become hard to play.
Oh, because it clogs up your board?
Yes, they clog up your board. That's why I try to keep one Sanctuary till like turn 8 at most.
Alright, you heard that, guys. Take notes. Take notes. So, right now he's probably contemplating the Unicorn altar you're talking about.
He's probably playing Lorena though.
Yes,
he does not need to like save his evolution points anymore.
Oh, decides to go for Io. Okay, and now he just has that Tiger to deal with and the board with.
I mean, he doesn't have to clear the Tiger.
That's
the only
true.
punish would be Gabriel.
And even then, it's not really a good punish, right?
Yeah,
It's
because
damage.
then he just blights.
Right. Seems like he's not chancing it, Shira. Don't want to take a risk. And rightfully so, I guess. You're on the lead anyway.
I like
There's
taking risks.
Of course you would, Shira. Of course you would. So, Sky's hand is not really what you want to see, huh? It's
West
not helping
Wind
at all.
Doko desu ka?
Alright, for our non-Japanese speaking audience members, Shira just asked, where is West Wind in Japanese? So the more intuitive of you would have probably figured it out. But yeah, the West Wind would be nice. Right, so just place the load set. Not sure how much that's gonna really help right now. Yeah, it's melting already.
I mean,
Literally.
he doesn't even need to Eva over it. It's 2 damage at most.
Yes.
And the thing is, KSVLD cleverly keeps his blind justice to banish a Noah.
Right, because
he comes
Noah
down,
is
because
real
Noah-
pain in the butt, right?
Yeah, Noah is thick.
Right. Seems like he's interested in trading over it. Yeah, it seems like he's gonna do it.
Interesting.
Right. I don't know the motivations behind that trade, but I assume he has his reason. So yes, while we were talking, seems like the rally count for Sky has finally hit 8, and that is not a West Wind. So we have problems, Chief.
I think the Obama meme just slightly got out of reach. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Not looking too good right now for Sky. I don't think he can even clear the board right now. And that's not even a huge board. Considering the IO, contemplating, thinking about it. Decides to go for Ra. And maybe the chef here? Yep, that's right.
Gives him the best board possible right now,
Right.
which
And
he needs to have.
yeah, somehow managed to clear the Fluffy as well, so props to him.
I mean, the blight is still sitting there, answering this board.
It's not just the blind, isn't it? It's a whole bunch of stuff. Look at that. 2 Yukaris, a second blight, a blind justice.
Yeah, the blind justice is kept for Noah, as I said.
Right.
Noah
And
is
now
basically the only thing that can kill Careless VD at this point.
Right. And KSLVD just got his Ra as well, which means from the next turn onwards, Sky's gonna be in a whole lot of pain. Draws into a Bandit, although I must say that's really not what you want to see right now. Does clear the board if he plays it, but at that point,
At this point, I think you're way too far behind to actually do anything here.
right. Yeah, it's looking real bad right now. Even the hand is not working with him. At most, you can just IO the Tiger away, but even then, it's not going to be doing anything much.
Sky tries to burn KSVLD down. It's a deck that heals so much though.
That's right. Kind of makes you feel like whatever damage you do is irrelevant, right? Especially
Yes.
just late game. Decides to trade.
Trading away Miauskas because he wants to probably play his Ra and the Yukari to
Okay.
stop any burn from happening from this point onwards.
Right.
He could also
Oh.
go for a Blind Justice here.
It's gonna prop one of the Yukaris, I'm guessing. That was a really weird evo.
No, I think it's fine. He doesn't need
Oh.
to even proc one of the Yukaris. Like, he's in no
It's-
danger at all.
I guess he's just waiting for turn 10 then. Yeah. Right, so Sky's deck has given up on him. Hasn't seen a single West Wind since one game ago. At this point, I really don't know what you can do here.
Pray to Jesus that Case will has a disconnect.
Yeah, that's not happening, dude. So next turn, the world starts to calm down, right? And you just Yukari yourself.
Yes, he plays World, Fluffy Angel, Yukari, and lays back, enjoys the sunshine, while his opponent crawls in fear.
Yes, because what can you really do right now? You're in trouble. You're in so much trouble. Your opponent's got the same burn damage as you from the Ra, and now he's even got World, and he has a big board for you to deal with. Yep, I think it's over.
Poor Sky, but that means KSLD will advance to the finals of the first Mana Search Gaming Cup 2021.
Yeah. Well played on him though, like we keep saying that Sky bricked and whatever, but that doesn't mean, you know, KSLVD didn't play intelligently. There were many great plays, so I think, yeah, the win was well deserved. Props to KSLVD.
He, as I said, you can't discount him. He's one of the best players in the West scene.
That's true. That's true. So I think this guy's just pondering the play.
He is just showing his hand off to KSLD. So KSLD can see, okay, this man
suffered, right?
Yes.
Right. I'm sorry, Sky.
Decides to end it with Ayo, which is the shortest way of ending the game.
Is it? Can't you just end the turn?
I mean, yes. Okay, that's one click less. I get you.
Yes. This is the fastest way, man. Just click end turn. But
We're
anyway,
finding speedrun ways to stop clicking now, apparently. That's a new tactic. But you know, what a great semi-finals one, guys. You know, to wrap up, you know, our first semi-final one, our first semi-final of the year as well for the 2021 season, and KSL VD, Team Disaster's own, I should say, KSL VD taking that one out in style. And as you guys mentioned, you know, bit sad for Sky Summer there. You know, it's the first time we've actually seen him in top 4 as well since Verdant Conflict Volume 5, which he actually took out as well. You think about it, that's a long time ago. So it's really cool to have him here anyway in the semi-finals and make it this far. But I mean, as you guys said, you know, it just seems like his deck just wasn't working well for him today, and especially so when you have that Haven mirror matchup. And Shio, you know, I just wanted to get your quick thoughts on that as well. You know, again, being the Haven expert as it be, you know, like it just seemed to be like it's like a dance. I wanted to say, like it's a very like a slow, methodical dance between these two players. And I guess trying to maybe bait out, you know, certain healing cards, certain key cards that they need to clear boards or set up boards or even win conditions, right?
Yeah, it's not like one deck is crushing the other utterly. It's just more like a dance between back and forth to know which cards has my opponent in hand, which cards do I need to play around with.
Exactly right, and yes, that's what I was saying. Like, it just got down to that part once again. It's similar we saw in Game 1, right, in the first matchup, where it got to the stage where Haven couldn't like Sky Summer's Haven couldn't keep up. He ran out of steam, and you know, when he's not getting those key cards, he needs to draw right. Like he got Bandit twice, I think, in a row, which just my heart broke. I just want to say it absolutely broke there for him. Big F for the Mana Search guys that were above me, right? Which gets to clear myself as well. But yeah, it just sucks to see, like, you know, especially when you put in all that effort right and your deck unfortunately just doesn't work out for you. You know, it's kind of just one of those things. I think we need to maybe refresh, you know, go back to, you don't necessarily have to go back to the drawing board, but, you know, maybe just, you know, refresh yourself and get ready for the next one, right? It's very unfortunate when those situations happen.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, this game is a game of luck. You know, sometimes it's just not your day, and well, sometimes it's that guy's day. So, you know, doesn't mean you're a bad player or anything. These things do happen. So,
yeah. And you know who's laughing now? Team Disaster and KSL VD, right? They're definitely laughing and getting ready to go forward. KSL VD, very respectable 2-0. He'll be very, very happy with that as he takes himself now to the grand finals Of course, as we are looking towards grand finals, we've got another semi-final, guys, we're to get to. Semi-final number 2 just around the corner here. Sokol taking on Sohiro here for the second spot in our grand finals. And you know, two of the guys we haven't seen too much of. Sokol we did see at our final Mana Surge Cup last year in the Storm over Riviera Volume 3, where he did make it to the top 4. Unfortunately, he just missed out getting to that grand final spot, but he's back here again at the beginning of 2021, getting ready now with his deck lineup, gentlemen.
Right, so I took a look at the decks that Sohiro brought, and I saw something really interesting. I saw that he's actually playing Aggro Shadow instead of the Rally Shadow that everyone's been playing recently. So as everyone knows, Aggro Shadow has been it was the deck to beat when the expansion first started, right? And right now it's not so much so, but I think it's still a pretty good deck depending on what you match it up against. So it'll be quite interesting to see how the deck plays out, or if it's even going to be played. You know, might be banned. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting thing to note that this deck's actually coming back.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those very scary decks, right? Where it's always a 50-50 toss-up, right? You don't know if it's going to brick itself and you get an easy win, or you're just going to get demolished in turn 5, right? It's one of those really scary decks. But you're going to mention something there as well, Sharon.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that, interestingly enough, our good friend Sokol has a very, very interesting Haven deck, because not only is there no Sanctuary in the deck, it's good old Griefer Haven, with some additions as win cons by way of Bahamut.
Right, so to refresh your memory, Grief Haven is basically what? Waiting for Ra and Woe, right? And then you carrying on 10? Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
In other words, the bane of every blood player's existence, guys. The bane of every blood player's existence. I know that personally, don't you worry.
I mean, we might not see it depending on whether it gets banned or not. Personally, I would like to see it, but if it gets banned, yeah, you know, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can see the bans coming through here now, guys, as well. Grief Haven did get banned. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that one, of course, unless Sokol makes it to the grand finals, right? You never know. And Sohiro's own Sanctuary Haven as well has also been banned out. So Aggro Forest and Rally Shadow will be taking on Bike Dragon and Aggro Shadow for our second semi-final. And, you know, yeah, we're talking about, you know, the Aggro Shadow, definitely this deck to watch out for. Rally Shadow seems to be very consistent here at the moment, but it's our first time this year for at least Mana Surge Cup wise, guys, we're seeing this Forest and Dragon deck. So what can we expect to see from these two decks?
Right, so surprisingly, this is the first time we're going to see Dragon in the semi-final, but I'm pretty sure Bike Dragon needs no explanation. It's been terrorizing the ladder recently. Very aggressive deck, built big followers, and they just tear your face apart, man. It's
one way to put it.
You know, sometimes you feel helpless when you fight Aggro Shadow, right? And think about what people feel when they fight Dragon.
Yeah. There seems to be a common trend recently, right? With a few of the, I want to say, top decks this current expansion, right? There's a lot of decks where it feels like if you don't win by X turn, or even have a setup to maybe protect yourself from X turn to maybe get a win after that, which is normally very, very lucky if you can, you're normally screwed, right? Either way, there's quite a few decks like that. Dragon's got that at the moment, Shadow has that, and Haven also has that at the moment. Not to mention as well Control Ruin, which we haven't seen yet either. But so we are jumping in now to our second semi-final match, the first match of that second semi-final matchup, lads. It is going to be the viewpoint of Sokol here with his Aggro Forest, taking on that Bike Dragon to start us off with. It also has that cheeky Jerva as well that Sohiro sneaked into that deck as well. So I'll leave it to you lads now to take this one away for all the viewers at home. It's just meant to be an amazing second semi-final match here leading into our grand finals.
All right, thanks, Baz. So, interestingly enough, or rather not interestingly enough, because it's Aggro Forest and I forgot, Walder's played on 1. I was actually thinking, why did he play Walder on 1? And I realized this is an Excel Forest.
This is Aggro Forest, yes, and this is basically a quick play out, so...
Right.
The deck right up my alley.
Yeah, Sukuna on 2 though. I mean, I get you're an aggro deck, but Sukuna on 2 though.
You can't miss out the curve with an aggro deck.
Right. But speaking of curve, someone just played Reggie on 3, so...
Someone won a ram!
He did give up the turn to Oracle to get that ram though, so... Anyways...
That's a trade though, to deny more ramp.
No, just goes face. Very brave place by Sokol if I say so myself. Because
Dragon rearing ramps now.
Right. Does he do it though? Doesn't give you a card draw, so... Seems like actually considering this. Right. What would you do here, Shira?
Since I have a Georges as a backup, I would actually just ramp once and keep the Oracle for draw, or just play the Oracle and trade. Both valid options.
Right. So...
Or he double ramps.
Double ramp though. I was thinking something along the lines of playing one Oracle and then keeping one Dark Prison in ambush, and then just going face.
That's also a line of play.
But that's me, and I'm not in MS Cup semifinals, so.
I mean, did you even participate?
Not this year. Not last year either. So I guess not.
See.
Oh, so he did go with that line of play. Does he trade though? Nice. Decides to trade.
There will be a Varmint Hunter coming down.
I mean, sure. But Sokol has the respect. Oh well, rather he has no choice but to disrespect, right? Because
no respect, just pain.
Yeah, because if you push one more damage, Wolves will be active on Dragon's side. Unfortunately, this also means that the Dark Prison is dead. No two ways about it. Plays the Pastures as well.
Invoking the Boulder for extra damage.
Correct. And that's a pretty big board, dude.
But I think there is a man coming down. We call him Gorgeous because he is Georges.
Right, and he's gonna help you clear that board. Here he comes. Right, so a friend of mine was telling me that Georges basically has the Kiaru effect, right? But Kiaru only gets +1/+1 on Evo, and this guy gets +2/+2. So
well, he's has less stats basically anyway, so well, I think it's fair.
He's 4 cost though. Well, doesn't seem like he'll be able to clear the Georges, so this is actually pretty dangerous, right? If you're Sokol, because because if we know our
home,
right, because if there's one thing Bite Dragon's good at, it's hitting your face. So 8 damage. We'll see what happens. Doesn't look likely that he'll push all 14 damage this turn.
Ooh, that's a good draw.
Right. Like I said, dude, that's why you don't push too hard, because these things do happen.
Belginea punishes by way of healing and drawing 2 cards.
Right, and that Georges is not getting any smaller, dude. It's only getting bigger. And in Sokol's hand, I don't see any answers to that Georges. You know? There's no good way to clear right now. Yikes, and that's 8 damage to face. Sokol hanging on with 6 life points left, but I'm not sure what he can really do here. 13 HP worth of follower to kill. Doesn't look possible, right, Shira?
Where's the ward?
Well, yeah, I don't.
Why I ward? Oh no, it's aggro forest. Never mind.
So like, even if you do play the Vagabond Lizard and you do clear the world, you still have the Georges to deal with. Alright, seems like he's gonna try though. Okay, gets 1 hit on the world. Evolves. I'm guessing the lizard goes down here?
Yep.
Right. Oh, imagine if it hit John twice. Right. So at the very least, he's managed to clear the board. But I see lethal. Yeah, I see lethal in hand. So unfortunately, this is over, and yeah, showing, Soul Hero showing us why Bike Dragon is one of the top decks in the meta right now, with a quick finish.
I would even argue the top deck right now.
Right.
It seems to be top deck amongst all the players here in this cup, gentlemen. I mean, 26 vehicle dragon, bike dragon, whatever you like to call it, decks ended up turning up. Of course, we have that stat on behalf of Finale. As always, thank you very much, my man, for those amazing Galaxy Brain stats that we can have access to. But yeah, it is. It seems to be a lot of people seem to agree with that shit. It does seem to be that top deck a lot of guys are bringing. And, it did seem a bit scary at first, though. I mean, Aggro Forest, we did see SoCal seem to run away with it a tiny bit at the beginning, but I mean, it's just as a countdown clock with both top dragon decks at the moment, right? It just seems to be like when you verse them, just set that timer and off you go, right?
Indeed.
Right. So speaking about timer-based decks, I think the next deck is also a timer one. The Aggro Shadow we were talking about just now, it's gonna make its appearance now.
Yeah, Aggro Forest versus Aggro Shadow. Who can, I guess, make the other person rage quit by turn 5 first? We'll have to wait and see. So, this is going to be a good one. Might be a fast one, but it's going to be an exciting one nonetheless. Here, of course, match point here is up to So Hero, looking to see if he can take on Disaster's own KSL VD in the grand finals. So, Shira and Gaia, take it away here for our second game match point. So Hero here, semi-final 2.
Right, so Shira, right off the bat, I just want to talk about how good Cactus is versus Aggro Shadow. Like, it doesn't matter which turn 1 card they play, right? You get the Cactus, you are guaranteed a clear on turn 1, and then you set up for turn 2 as well. I love Cactus versus Aggro Shadow.
And boy, is that a lot of water for the Cactus.
Right. Look at that. Just off of the Cactus, he managed to clear a 2-2 and a 3-2. Like, it doesn't get more value than that, Shira.
Though we have to say those are both aggro decks, and both decks want to go first.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you go first as Aggro Forest, that's good for you, right? And of course, if you go first as Aggro Shadow, that's good for you as well. But if you go second as Aggro Shadow, you don't really have access to any sort of Cactus, right? Cactus is so good, dude. Anyways, so it's gonna go for Goblin Queen play here. Presumably to clear out the 4-4 and to set up a ward.
The Forced Resurrection will get Snake back for the...
Yeah, a Skullfish, right?
Yeah, Skullfish back
Skullfish.
For the Aggro Shadow player.
Right. Do you play it though? Right, of course you do.
It only gets the other guy a Cactus back, so I think that's pretty worth.
Oh yeah, definitely. The problem is though, you're not exactly hot on cards. If you're a Soul Hero right now, I think you would make it a priority to draw cards as soon as possible. Otherwise,
yeah, but
time.
I don't think you can afford to just play a Miltio Raw here.
Right. So do you set up a Skeleton Dreamer to give Miltio the...
No, you keep that in hopes of drawing another minion.
Right then. We'll see what So-Called does this turn. Because as it stands, he could very well die soon.
He just heals.
Right. Because Chef is a totally fair card, guys. Okay, yeah, no. For real though, it's totally fair. Because every class can use it, right? So.
Yes. I like Chef. Did you know that I revealed that card?
Oh yes. And speaking of minions, Shira, look what he drew. So,
I mean,
this is his last
free. He needs to roll that free.
Yeah, see what he gets.
The 1-5 is not what you want to see right now.
So Shira, can I call it now? Is it over?
Please. We don't know what can still be happening.
I think it's over, dude.
It's only 30 on board.
Right. So, considering trading the cowboy into the skeleton? Not too sure what he's doing here.
Yeah, the cowboy has to be traded to the skeleton, but what comes after?
I guess he's giving it some thought now.
What you could do is play... Trade the cowboy, play a Wanted Hunter, Evo that Hunter,
and then play another amulet, or the exotic, right? But there's no...
No, and then play the Wolf Rod.
Oh, it seems like he's not doing any of that.
Yeah, this denies the draw from the Shadow player, slightly, because only one Milteo will die. That's not a card I wanna see. He has 2 chances.
What is that, Necro Impulse?
That's Necro Impulse, but he's not at 10 shadows.
Right, and he's not even cleared the ward yet, so... Ah.
Play Necro Impulse, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 2, 9. 9. That's off by 3. So the heal from the chef did make the difference.
Right, because he would have been so near death. I guess he recognizes it as over as well.
11, by the way.
Right.
Now, we forgot that there were still 2 Evos left.
Yes, but it doesn't really matter, right? You can't win off of this hand. Unfortunate, but it seems like Aggro Shadow came close, but Chef saved the day.
Oh boy, we got a stew cooking here. So we're going to a 3rd match this gaming cup.
Right, so yeah, even draws the wall there, man. Alright, so
what do you say, Darren? Is it Sohiro or will Sokol take it today?
I don't want to call it too soon.
Nah, you got to. Edgar, you got it. You know, you have to choose one or the other. That's how this works on this casting desk. You choose one or the other.
Shadow, though.
So look, it says Shira, Sokol or Sohiro? Who do you think?
I like Rally Shadow more than Aggro Shadow. And there's the spicy one-off in Sokol's list.
Right. So in that case, I have to be the other guy, right? I have to be the Aggro Shadow guy.
No, you can be with me, and then we can't stuck just one person. So.
No, dude, I have to bet on the other guy. I like Aggro Shadow.
We are going into match point for our final semi-final match. Final match for semi-final 2. One of these guys will be taking on Team Disaster's own KSL VD. 2 different styles of Shadow. We saw the 2 different styles of Haven in our mirror match in our first semi-final. Now seeing it again, but with Shadow this time for our second semi-final. And you gotta remember here, guys, as well, Sokol now, he won the last match. You know, he's got that a little bit more momentum coming in here, and Sohiro might be shaken off of that a little bit because, as you mentioned, that chef save, Wonder Chef apparently just hacking the game all of a sudden, giving that chef draw all of a sudden to get that hill going. You know, as well as wards on top of that and getting that board control. Sokol, you know, seemed to, I guess, have the book already read of Sohiro, ready to go to try and deal with this. But what do you think could happen here? Shadow versus Shadow in this mirror match.
Right, so right off the bat, Shira, I'm liking my guy's chances because look at his hand. I see a perfect curve up to turn 3, maybe even turn 4 after this draw. Look at that.
I mean, I also see a good hand from my guy because, sorry to say, but he has 2 Wraiths which heal.
Right. Well, I mean, that's pretty good and all, but I don't think that Gremlin's gonna be doing anything right now. Look at that. Just crumples in the face of that fish.
Well, she did one thing, and that one thing is to deny the last words effect from the Skullfish.
Oh, but he was at 0 necromancy anyway. Yeah, you can't even get it. Look at that. No damage taken. Right, so managed to control the board a bit, and seems like Sohiro is gonna go big. Place the Wraith.
Why trade when you can go face?
Yeah, let your opponent do the trading for you, right?
Yeah, it is a hard matchup to be fair for Rally Shadow.
Right. And
so not unwinnable.
That's true. But part of me thinks this is why Sohiro brought this deck in the first place. Trying to hunt down all those Rally Shadows that everyone seems to be bringing nowadays. Look at this, he can't clear the Wraith without evolving. and you have to trade both of them into the Wraith as well.
Which means 3 damage will be left on the board.
Hey.
So I see another Wraith.
Oh, I see more than a Wraith. I see a Ghost. And I see a lot of dirty things here.
So do you trade the skeleton in?
I guess you do. You can evolve the Psychopomp and then go for kill next turn. But we'll see what the hero does. Considering it. Yeah, at this point, the best thing that the Rally Shadow player go for next turn would be a Ward and then a Sarcophagus Wraith, right? Not really the best throw. Evolves the Ghost, so that gives him a bunch of cool effects that happen at random.
Goes for a more permanent kind of board state.
Yes. Oh, he got the best one right off the bat. 2 damage to face, and now it's looking really tough if you're Sokol right now, because you have very little answer to what's gonna happen after this.
I mean, there is just a Necro Impulse sitting there.
Yeah.
Saying, hi, I'm going to kill you next turn.
So I guess I win, huh, Shira?
Yeah, I cast the Cursed again. Like, it's always the guy I'm rooting for.
This is why you don't call it too soon, dude. But anyways, yes, it doesn't look like there's anything much Sokol can do here. Sure, you clear the 4-3, you heal 2, but unfortunately I don't think that's gonna cut it 6.
And the 4th Resurrection, which is the cherry on top.
Yeah, it's just icing on the cake, right, Shira?
Yeah.
And yes, so props to Sahiro for bringing a deck that most people probably forgot about. Well done.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There, Hero will be making it and moving on to the grand finals to take on Team Disaster's KSL VD. That aggro shadow deck, boys. I brought it up before. Bloody scary deck that either goes either way. And this time, seemed to work for Hero. He secures that spot, and he's going to be very happy. His first time here for a top 4 Mana Surge Cup, and he's gone in the grand finals, taking on one of the top players in the West region in the grand finals. I mean, what a start to the 2021 season for him, right?
Yep,
could have been worse. You could have faced me.
Yo. Versus Shira first to 10?
Nah, I'm not Obama memeing this season. I'm just casting.
We'll organize it. We'll organize it. Don't you worry. We'll organize it. Shall we write that one down? That's fine. But yeah, so cool. It's still good to see him here again, as well as his second top 4 in a row. Did a little bit better, of course, getting that extra win up from last time where he went 2-0. Now he went 2-1. Just slipped shy of the grand finals, unfortunately. But it's great to see him here, and we hope to see him again for the next Mana Surge Cup as well. See if he can make it to the semi-finals once more. Maybe see if he can make it to the grand finals this time, and see what he can do. But again, as you mentioned, KSL taking on Sohiro. We've seen the decks of both of these players here at the moment. And, I think we know what everyone's going to be thinking, right? It's Team Disaster, it's KSL VD, right? There's no reason not to back him taking out the Mana Surge Cup, the first one of the year. But, as casters, we analyze, we look at everything. Do we think Sohiro might have a chance here, Having the 3 decks, he did just come off of a very close semi-final too, so he might be a bit fatigued going into this match. But of course, it'll be a bonus. He won a very close match coming forward. He's got the morale coming forward, the momentum coming forward here. Do you think he might have a chance here to take out one of our top players in the West region and arguing the world here in KSL VD?
Oh yeah, I'll give him a shot, because there's always this Cinderella story lurking behind when I'm casting. I'm only saying Iyashike.
But yeah,
so
it is a luck game, right? We mentioned it just now, because at the end of the day, you can't control what comes into your hand at what time. So whether or not there's a chance, there's of course there's a chance, definitely a chance. But we'll see how it goes.
I disagree with the luck part. Like, players like ASLD always top. in big tournaments. So there is a certain thing about skill to be said here.
Luck only gets you so far.
That's right. You gotta go down. But you know, not to take anything away from both our finalists here. I think they're both great players. So you know, if both the finalists are good players, I guess the one with the better luck wins. Just putting out there something to think about.
Well, there's a lot of things going into this. We have to, take into account, of course, there's the things I'd already mentioned, but also we've got our deck ban phase, so which one will be banned out going forward, the deck lineups, running into what's stronger than what, etc., etc. And it's going to be very interesting lineup, very interesting match to see, because again, in these Mana Surge Cups, we always have these newer players who come out of nowhere, get to top 4, take out some of, say, a lot of top guys in the lead up to the top 4 and end up taking it out, right? Like we've seen it happen before throughout 2020. We can see it here. Or, but the thing is as well, KSL was one of those guys at the beginning of last year, even the end of 2019. There's always one of those up and coming guys that we saw getting better and better. And again, as we mentioned, ended up being one of the best guys from the West region here, right? So it's interesting to see, I guess, how these stories will come into play as these guys are looking towards the ban phase now, deciding on which decks they want to ban out, and they're taking their time about it here as well, guys. So they're definitely giving this one a lot of thought, as a lot of decks on both sides I don't think these guys want to deal with at the moment. Lox's Forest, I'm looking at here, Bike Dragon being another of those decks as well. But what do you think maybe might be some of these problematic decks these guys might want to look to ban out going into this grand final?
In Sohira's shoes, I would ban Sanctuary 10 out of 10 with Aggro Shadow.
Yeah.
You don't want to be facing that. Oh no, oh no.
Get out of this.
I mean, if you're an aggressive hero, right, and you're playing like so many aggressive decks, I think Haven is the one deck that you always ban, or at least put it really high on priority list, because it's the one deck that really heals a lot and has a lot of wards, right? So
yeah. And that was the joke I made earlier tonight about being a Blood player, right? It's not just Blood play, it's Sword deals with a lot of the normal aggressive type decks deal with this a lot, because Haven, every time you verse them, they always seem to have the wards at the right time. They always seem to have the heals at the right time. You go for that win, Yukari comes out of nowhere. So it's definitely one of those decks. Again, I'd agree with the guys that he'd want to be looking to, ban away that Sanctuary Haven. Of course, how reliable the deck is as well, but again, there's so many deck choices here, and just this meta at the moment. Again, we talk about countdown decks, set those timers. They seem to be very problematic that these guys have to deal with here as well. And, as guys, we are getting ready for this grand final here. Team Disastrous KSL VD taking on Independent Sohiro, of course, not affiliated with any team just yet at the moment, because he might actually impress maybe some of the teams that are watching at the moment. You never know, you never know. So we are getting the deck bans in just a moment, guys, on the sounds of it there. So the guys going forward, double Haven ban. Let's head double Haven ban, lads. So there you go, Sank Haven being banned out. Yep, the mirror's gone out. Yeah, Shira, absolutely. He did it, guys. He's got the foresight. He knows.
I mean, the Haven ban on your opponent if you're playing aggro is really obvious, right? But I wonder what the motivations were for banning the Haven if you're not running an aggro deck. So maybe Shira can give us a that.
Vanishes, my friend. Vanishes.
Yeah.
Your hands up.
Especially now as KSL's keeping Lox's Forest, has that Rally Shadow as well. So there's quite a few cards of both those decks. I don't think I'd want to get banished anytime soon. So you can definitely agree with that one, of course. So here as well, having that Bike Dragon, having aggro Shadow. He just played these two decks. Of course, had that close matchup in semi-final 2 against Sokol and did really well. And as we move to our first grand final match here, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2021 Mana Surge season start for Shadowverse for the Eternal Awakening Vol.1 Mana Surge Cup. So it's going to be the viewpoint of KSL VD here. Forest versus Dragon, Loxus versus Bikes, apparently. Here we go, guys. I'll let you guys take it away here for our grand final game 1 start.
Right, so decides to play the Xanos Sagittarius turn 1. Might be because his hand is not exactly the best hand, with 0 accelerates except the wolf that cannot bounce anything. What do you do, Shira?
Well, you pray to God that you find your Loxus on turn 5.
Alright, okay. not expecting that answer. I hope KSLVD's praying then because So Hero's hand looks really violent right now. Plays the Sano Sagittarius again. Gonna bounce it, I'm assuming. Right.
Yeah, you want to find your Loxus as fast as possible, and that's one way to secure it. Levin, on the other hand, is also a very good pickup here.
Right. Decides to invoke the Walder, presumably to clear the 1-2 on the board. Or will he decide to go face, actually, and prove me wrong? Ah, okay, there's the 1-2. Thank God. So turn 3 goes for the ram. Does he set up the second engineer? He does. Right. So sure, looking at the the hand of Sohiro right now, a whole lot of power.
Kate will be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just a stuff. But it's not turn 5 yet, sure. It's only turn 4. Still have turn 5. Well, technically turn 4 for Sohiro, but 6 PP. So a lot of things can happen, man.
This won't be also a turn 5 Loxus.
Yikes, because the board is filled up, right?
Yes.
Ah. Now imagine if he top decks Georges or something. Okay, never mind. Can't jinx it like you do. Okay, get 2 more followers, but the board is empty, and yikes, and it looks like KSLVD is gonna set up a pretty big board here. Yep, Adventurer and
setting up the Loxus, by the way.
I think Evo the Kokoro though. I guess he's playing around the world.
Yep.
Right. So as I was saying, it would be nice if he drew a Georges and that looks like
the chef's kiss here for Sohiro.
Right, so Sohiro's thinking about it. Georges is pretty good. Do you set up or do you search with?
I would say that's a gorgeous play.
Right? I love your puns, Shira. Never change.
I will never change, trust me.
Alright, so assuming he does go with the Georges play here, what's the follow-up?
The follow-up is a call to get more cards, because your hand is just the bikes right now. And you want something to use on those bikes. And afterwards, you probably can use a rearing to cycle it.
Right, okay, so...
Or you can keep it for Reggie.
That's true. Yeah, I think keeping it for Reggie would be pretty good, right? Oh, decides to go for Reggie, okay. I don't know what the motivation behind that is. Seems like he's just gonna ignore the board. He's just gonna go for it.
Someone wants to be aggressive.
Ignore the board, sure. He says, I don't care how much damage you're gonna do to my face. If I kill you first, that's not a problem. And wow, that's 12 damage in 1 turn.
Interesting.
Right. Do you disagree with it?
It's a way to beat Loxus right here, because Loxus runs less heal.
That's right, and if he does not do 15 damage in 1 turn, he's got to think about how he wants to deal with the board, and potentially the next turn as well. So
could there be lethal here? Wait, let me think.
Alright, so while Shira is doing the math, I'm looking at the hand of Sohiro. He has a Razia and 2 bikes, so if KSLVD leaves anything for him to trade into, Sohiro could very well just ram the Razia into anything and then just take the game from there. Because I don't see any heals besides the Kokoro, and I don't think Kokoro is active. How's the math going, Shira?
Give me a second, this is complicated math.
Right.
5.
Alright, so while Shira is doing complicated math, I guess I'll talk about how Loxus doesn't see much play. Oh, never mind, turn ending. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to do the OTK. Yep.
He choked, but I think there was a lethal here.
Right. Viewers in chat, let Shira know if there was lethal there. Because We won't know until we review the thing later.
Wait, there was lethal this way too. For case will D. I was going with the complicated Loxus lethal, which also could have happened. But
yeah, okay, well, sure, they both of us look like idiots.
Yeah, I'm gonna be frank here, lads. Outside of Shira and maybe the one or two guys on Twitch chat that'll be like, or YouTube chat, I should say, it'll be like, yeah, no, I knew that all along, guys. I definitely knew what was gonna happen. Yeah, no, none of us knew. I don't think we had that worked out. That's what the numbers. I'm like, bruh, what do you mean 8 attack? What do you? It's like, oh wait, he's effect. That's right, because the ambulance, right? So,
listen, Beth, I was calculating a complicated Loxus lethal.
Yeah. You've got like the whiteboard, all the red dots, all the red lines connected to each other, writing all the numbers. Guys, Twitch, it's like, nah, we knew it all along. I just knew it. You know, I would have done that myself at the beginning of the turn. You know, didn't even need to think about it. I don't know. You know what they're like.
To those people,
sometimes
guys,
Beth is so full of himself.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. You know, it's part of being the host. It's fine. And then I cop a lot of crap back. It's fine. But you know,
I'm gonna bully you into oblivion in the next Castles Royale. You wait.
Yeah. But here we go now, guys. KSL VD, not just on match point, but on event point here, looking to take out the grand finals against the likes of Sohiro here, still rocking the Bike Dragon, still a very reliable, very strong deck, and could be the strongest deck in the meta currently. I mean, a lot of people brought it here to this event. It was the most brought deck here to our first Mana Surge Cup, so it seems a lot of players do seem to agree with that, at least in some capacity. The KSL here with his Rally Shadow, can he take this one out 2-0 again and take out this cup? Or are we going to go to a match point, game point, event point for both guys? We'll have to wait and see here. So guys, take it away for the potential final match for our first event of 2021.
Right, so right off the bat, sure, this is the first game we've seen that Reggie hasn't shown up for Bike Dragon, and to be honest, the hand's not looking really good. Like nothing really stands out as a good play right now.
What do you mean? The hand is gorgeous.
Okay, sure. Too bad Gorgeous isn't doing anything until turn 5.
I mean, Gorgeous, or Georges in this case, is always a card you want to see, whether it's early or late.
Right. Except that he's not going to be doing any work anytime soon, though. Meanwhile, we have a pretty good hand on the side of KSLVD. He can choose between Sabering Slash, IO, and Goblin Queen. Personally, I would go for Sabering Slash. Yeah.
IMT and clear the board.
Right.
Since there's were no ramps coming from the Dragon player.
Sohiro, yes. No ramps at all.
Sohiro. KSLD is pretty confident and can play safe.
Right.
And take no risks.
Yikes! Look at the draw. He's not doing anything this turn. That's for sure. Maybe the call and the bike, or just the bike. I would
play just the bike and keep the call.
Really? I would play the call because I don't think you're gonna have a lot of leeway to play cards like call later in the game against Rally Shadow, especially not from behind. But that's just me.
Yeah, but the call gets you only the 9 play point drop, which goes to phase for 10 if he trades.
Oh, Gandagoza, right?
Yeah. Gandhi, we call him lovingly.
Yes. But I don't think you'll have a chance to use it though later on, especially if you haven't ramped a single time. And I think Sohiro agrees with me because he just played the Draconic Call. We'll see how it plays out later on. But he's thinking about whether he wants to play the bike. Would you though, Shira? Would you bike?
I mean, it sets up Jerva. Because on turn 5 you probably play the wings.
That's right. I would do it, but it seems like he has other considerations.
Because George just doesn't answer a Goblin Queen.
It doesn't answer anything actually. Decides not to play it.
Just besides the Goblin King, yes.
Yeah. Even if Shuten Doji was played this turn, Georges isn't answering Shuten Doji. Right, so evolve the Goblin Queen.
So now we have to play the roulette. Like 5 damage will be taken off the board in any case.
Right. So let's see how it rolls out. What? Of course.
Sometimes lucky.
Of course. Of course. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world for KSLVD though. Like, he still has a lot of plays he can go for. He has that Procession. He has the Shooting Doji. But something tells me he was kind of hoping for a Miltio there.
No, because he can't play a Miltio with 4 play points.
Oh no, just now. Like, before the
As
Procession.
a top deck, you mean? Yes.
That's right.
I think shooting is a good thing here to play.
Yeah, he has choices. He can go for a few things.
You can expect a Jerva in any case.
That's right.
On turn 6, with no ramps.
Ah, this is a perfect board for the Jerva you're talking about.
Yes, and this board, though, generates the most shadows for Caseville D.
Correct. So I guess both players are still proceeding in the game plan. And it seems like the choice of not using the bullet bike was the right one after all, because like that Jerva wasn't hitting anything this turn. And yeah, so I guess you know, so Hero's proving why he's there, and we get here. Okay,
Slamming a Sarcophagus Wraith, which cleanly answers Jerva, leaves a Lich behind. And gains him so much closer to his end goal of invoking Gramarye.
That's right. And he still has a 2-2 and a 5-5 to deal with as well, right? I'd say this is a pretty winning... Well, not winning, but it's a pretty good turn for KSLVD. As I say that, though, that's a Dark Prison Dragon Shira.
What's he gonna do? Go face?
What deck are we playing again, Shira? Alright, so we'll have to see what Sohiro ends up going for, but he has quite a few options. I see the Reggie, I see Georges, there's a bike, there's rearing. Lots of things he could go for right now. So something tells me Reggie, Dark Prison, and rearing is what he's gonna go for. Because,
Just go face and hope to god that Gandagosa finishes a Caseville D off.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good play actually. Because like, what can Shadow do at 7? Set up the IMT? If they do set up the IMT, you win because Gandagosa just hits them in the face next turn.
Yes, you need to heal.
Yeah. Decides not to go for it though. I'm not sure why, but...
He's going for the biggest Reggie in the universe.
Right. Did he just not notice the play with the Dark Prison Dragon or something? I mean, like, even if he didn't get the...
Oh no, he didn't play Georges, that's why he couldn't play Gandagosa on 9.
Oh, he didn't play Georges, that's right. I see. Wow.
I told you.
Okay, so KSLVD now has to think about it, huh?
Pretty much.
Although the good news is, if he plays the IO, he's gonna survive any sort of Gandagosa, so at least he has that going for him. Thinking about it though.
6.
I don't think he's doing 16 damage this turn, right?
Let me count. IO gets him to 10.
Oh, just has to draw a card. Wait, that's a Necro Impulse. That's not enough, right?
That's 3, 9, plus 4.
15. It's not enough. So he goes for the IO.
4, 6.
Wait! Oh wow, he has to trade the whole board, huh? Alright.
Yeah, he had to.
Right. So I guess this turn you don't play Gandagosa, right? Because you don't want to get warded up against.
This is a hard turn for Sohiro because he wants to actually set up lethal, but the question is how.
I guess you set up the Georges. The Georges with the Prison Dragon, and the rearing looks pretty good. Although there is a case to be said for going for the Fuhrer first, so you can put your Georges at 10 real quick. But that means you
will be invoked at the next turn, by the way.
That's right. That's why you want to keep the Genda Gaza in hand for as long as possible, right? Because if IMT comes down, there's no way you're killing him. Okay.
Rearing, hopes for another... Oh, that's a good draw.
Oh, wow. That... doesn't win him the game, but that is pretty good.
It gets him so much closer.
That's right. And it stops the opponent from outright killing him as well. So here comes Gremory.
Wait. Is that lethal?
Let me count.
Wait. He has to trade... Oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
He can't double trade into the Razia.
He can only trade one. So
he has to kill the Razia by other means.
But that's not possible with his hand, right?
He can play Necro Impulse. Then the IO becomes 4. Trades. He's at 1. 3. Plays another Necro Impulse. 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, it's not enough.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. I'm counting 13.
Yeah, it's not enough. 4... Yeah, 4 plus 9. That's 13. So if the OTK is out of the question, the next best thing is to set up a bunch of wards, right?
That doesn't protect you from Gandagosa though.
That's right. So I wonder what... Okay. Wait, that's lethal. Oh, right, because he has Storm. Why did I forget that?
We always forget the simple lethals. Like, we are going for the Omega Galaxy Brain lethals always.
I always forget that this guy has an Evo effect. But anyways, props to KSLVD.
Team Disastra's very own KSLVD taking out the first Mana Surge Cup of the 2021 Shadowverse season, of course, for Eternal Awakening, Volume number 1. And this madman's done it again, boys. 4-0 in the top 4. Didn't drop a single game. Didn't sweat once. Had under control the whole time, especially in Grand Finals. What a way to finish that one off, though, guys. It was really, really good. And, you know, big props to So Heroes. I definitely took it to him with that OTK, not sorry, OTK, only Bike Dragon deck there, and that was close. I was kind of on the edge of my seat, especially that final game. I was on the edge of my seat watching every single turn, every card placement, every card draw, to try to figure out how they're going to take this one out. But how was it for you guys here? Our first event of 2021. How you guys feeling after that one? Definitely an explosive one.
I have feelings on their heart. That was a moist game.
But yes, so for all the viewers out there, in case you guys, want to get moisty with Shira, right? Come and join MS Cup. I mean, the games are fun, the casters are cool, I hope. And, win yourself some prizes as well, man. Like, if every MS Cup was like this, it'd be great, dude. So many good matches, so many good players.
I think the higher ups might want a different PR title for that one, but I'm sure we'll find out a way to make it stick somehow. And guy, don't you worry. But something about being moist with Shira doesn't really sit well. But I'm sure it was fine. I'm sure we'll figure it out, right? It's all well and good. So, but yeah, I think I said, I want to make way to kill for the end. As we mentioned as well, big events just around the corner happening next weekend. Mana Surge Cups is the place to be for Shadowverse in general for a start, and the best place to be to practice and get yourself prepared for the top cups, top events that Shadowverse has to offer. There's no other place like it, and clearly, I mean, you saw the top 4 here, right? Absolutely insane coming out from all these guys. We had top players from different teams. We had new players coming in, or semi-new players coming back and still making it to top 4 here as well. And, you know, of course, besides our own Mana Surge team here, you know, we had team reps from Team Revelation, IAV, Twilight Knights, Team Omnibus, Team Disastra, and LB. So some of the top teams in the English-speaking audience of Shadowverse, you know, the West and SEAO audience of Shadowverse. So why would you play any other event to get prepared, right, guys? It's definitely the place to be.
That's right. Oh, also, Shira, I just noted that because I'm looking at the VODs right now, right? And like, so if Hero had played Whirl the previous turn and then just played a Dragon afterwards, he would have won because the Dragon was going to do 4, and the max that KSLVD could have healed was 2 or 4. But you can answer that with rearing and rearing on the Gandagoza, and you would have won. Because Whirl puts him out of lethal. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, wow.
We're putting in the patent now for those instant replays so everyone can see. But yeah, and that's another good point as well. Obviously, having these VODs, you know, as well, it's a good place for players to go back, see where they maybe made some mistakes, and learn from that, right? Obviously, you get the both benefits of playing with the top players in the world and then being able to watch back your own plays, and then see it, especially if you make the top 4, that is. So, but that is going to do it now, guys, for our first event here, Eternal Awakening Volume number 1. Of course, once again, I've said it enough tonight, but it is, of course, the start of the 2021 season of Shadowverse. Of course, you want to stay tuned with all the action from Team Mana Surge. Make sure you follow us on Twitch. I mean, you're already here on Twitch, unless you're on YouTube, in which case, subscribe to YouTube as well. But also follow us on Twitch to make sure you can catch up with our latest and awesome events happening all throughout the year. Mana Surge Cups, of course, the upcoming Mana Surge Cross-Reign, Cross-Border Cup, MS Talk, and our other special events all throughout the year. Make sure you stay tuned for those. And of course, for the latest news and updates, check out Twitter at Team Mana Surge as well. It's our main source of posting all our news and announcements outside of the Discord server, which you can also join from there as well. We're an awesome community. Tons of awesome pro teams we've picked up now. Tons of awesome guys. And most of the other pro teams seem to make their home in the Team Mana Surge Discord server as well. So there's always plenty of guys to talk to, learn from, and just have a laugh with some, of course, some other games and such as well. But mentioned it too here as well, guys, because it's the beginning of the SVO season, beginning next weekend. SEAO is now going to be the one leading the charge this year. So make sure you stay tuned for that next weekend, the 6th and 7th of February. From our guys as well, we've got probably our biggest events to date so far, thanks to Rain as well, the Mana Surge Cross-Reign Cross-Border Cup. We've been hyping this one up for quite a few months now, guys, and a lot of you guys at home are very, very excited to see where we go with this one. I'm definitely excited to be a part of that as well. Of course, it's going to be starting from the 31st of January with our first round of qualifiers held from us at Mana Surge, followed by the following weekend, the 7th of February as well, to continue that one off. And we'll be ending on the 14th of February with our huge playoffs. You don't want to miss any of this awesome Rain action. Make sure you sign up. Check out Battlefy. Sign up now. Be a part of one of the biggest events you can be a part of this year for the 2021 season. Of course, best of 3 Conquest format. Check it out, guys. I know you will love it very, very much. But that's it from us now for tonight, guys. A very big thanks to all the players that played in our event, because you guys at home viewing, and our entire Mana Surge caster and events team. So obviously, Guy and Shiro, thank you for being on here with the desk with me, and of course Bjorn running everything behind the scenes. Absolute madman. Obviously, an awesome guy to have around with us as well.
Yep, Shira's Baz. It's great casting with you again, and of course, first time casting with Shira. It's been great, Shira. Hopefully, we can do this again.
Of course. I missed y'all.
Isn't it great to have the band back together? Have everyone back on. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And look forward as well to those upcoming cuts. You see more of us coming through, some other surprising faces as well coming through. But again, that's it, guys. We'll see you next weekend for the awesome action to begin the Mana Surge Cross-Reign Cross-Border Cup, 31st of January. Don't miss any of the action here live on Twitch, or if you're playing over on Battlefy as well. So until next weekend, guys, we'll see you guys then. Till then, guys.